o'clock. 4 years ago, a horrific car accident along the Coquihalla Highway changed the life of West Vancouver resident Ezra Avramov. Ezra's car skidded on black ice, flipped upside down into the path of an oncoming truck. His ribs were broken, his femur bone was shattered in 17 places, his ankle badly injured. The doctors gave him, well, not a great chance of full recovery, but the pain in his lower right leg was so agonizing that he chose to have it amputated below the knee in the spring of 2013. Now he's in training to be the first amputee to race in the 2016 Dakar Rally, a motorcycle race. The Dakar Rally, known to be one of the toughest competitions in the world. And to compete it, Erez has to first compete in qualifying races this spring. He and his wife, Sonia, shared their story with the early edition's Vivian.
My name is Erez Avramov, and I'm on a path to become the first amputee to race the Dakar Rally in 2016. The Dakar is a passion of mine, has always been for about 20 years, and I've always wanted to do it, but never did it, right? It was these excuses, it's too expensive, I don't have time, I have a young family. All of those things were kind of on the table, and I never did it.
Have you always been like an extreme sports daredevil type?
I wouldn't say a daredevil, but I would say this is my passion is the outdoors, and I just do different types of sports, you know, from climbing to biking, kayaking, all sorts of things. And motorcycles have always been part of my life. And when the accident happened, the first thing that I thought was, that's it. The dream is gone. I received the leg the first time, and it was remarkable. I walked the first day with no aids. The second day I was riding a bicycle. The third day I was driving a car, and all of a sudden the world opened up. And then I decided, okay, so there was always this little voice inside of me saying, maybe Dakar is still alive. Maybe there's a chance to do it. Who knows? It's insane, but I don't know. Try and ride a bike. If I'm giving up a passion of mine, it should be for a really good reason, not just because it looks difficult.
With the walking leg, I guess, is what you've called it, which is what you've been using to train. You mentioned that it can get a bit uncomfortable. Why is that?
Yes, well, the first thing, just to try and get on a bike with a prosthetic leg is a funny thing. Even just to lift the leg on the bike, sometimes it's challenging if it's an uphill or a downhill or a situation where it's kind of difficult to be stable. Those conditions are extremely challenging with the leg, how I operate the bike. And, you know, there are always falls. I can't say that nobody that rides a bike never falls, especially off-road, so you do fall. And when that happens, I had instances where the leg was just caught under the bike in a way that I just couldn't get off the bike, take it off my leg.
So, Erez, when did you decide that 2016 is going to be the year?
I was riding a lot on my own, just trying different things and experimenting. And all the time Dakar was there, and the dream just got back into life. And we had a family discussion when I was insane enough to raise the idea, and I said, what do you think if I'll try and do Dakar? Because
what was the answer?
Well, of course, you know, I thought it was crazy, but I also know what his ability is, and his place comes from a place of pure passion, which I understand, being an artist, living that. You know, of course, you know, we kind of all came up with our fears and the what ifs, but you can't live your life that way. I know that he's not one of these riders that's, you know, gunning it for the finish at full speed. I know he's smart.
We're talking about a race where people have died.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. But you can't live your life that way. Like I said, I think that I have looked at the reasons why some of these people have died and where they were at. And, you know, I think that a lot of those things could have been prevented.
Even if it's not logical, doing the Dakar for most people looks like an insane endeavor. I mean, why would anybody want to do this? 15 days in 50 degrees in the desert. I mean, you can risk your life. Why would you do this as a logical person, right? And I'm not a daredevil. I'm not there for the adrenaline rush or trying to test my limits about, can I survive this or that? Not at all. I survived the car accident. I'm grateful for every day I have. I wouldn't try and risk my life now. But I believe that when there is a big dream, you don't need to look for the logic in it, you need to follow it.
Wow, West Vancouver resident Erez Avramov and his wife Sonia Picard, he's doing the Dakar Rally as an amputee on a motorcycle. God bless you and best of luck. Got a minute to go now before 8 o'clock, and Cecilia's here with the news headline.